It's been a while, but we're talking about weird kids books again. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Max. I write under the pen name Gemma Tate, and I like to talk about books. Mostly other people's, sometimes mine, today other people's. So the thing that got me a lot of attention on this platform a little while ago was talking about weird kids books. Like the ones that you're convinced in the back of your head nobody else in real life read, because you've only ever met people on the internet who read them, nobody in your real day-to-day normal life. And for the most part, these books were written for children, but generally contained themes that, on what planet was it reasonable for a child to be reading that? That said, most of us who grew up reading those books were not children anymore, so this is actually a book recommendation video, I promise. We are talking about the books that I would recommend for you as an adult, based on the weird kid books that you liked when you were, well, a weird kid. Or, a kid. I don't know how weird you were. First and foremost, if you were super into the American Girl books or the Dear America books, first of all, me too. I ended up with 2 history degrees and it 100% started with those. Maybe Little House on the Prairie, if you were really into those as a kid. I think that you should read A Declaration of the Rights of Magicians, or maybe Island Queen. Both really good, both really enjoyable, both get into, historical trauma in a way that you might find interesting. If you were a Redwall kid, this one's super easy. You should try getting into Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. Yes, all of the interconnected books. There are, several of them. You should start with Mistborn. I just think that it's the easiest entry point, and I think that you'll have a great time. If you were into the Animorphs books, and they, traumatized you a little bit, but also shaped your worldview surrounding the idea of war and victimhood and collective collateral damage, you should read The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. That's the next step for you as a grown-up. You should read that if you haven't already. If you were super into the Goosebumps books, first of all, congratulations, you're way more normal than most of the people who find their way over to this page. Second of all, I immediately think that you should check out some of my favorite horror and suspense books. I like Crier's Cross, I like The Forest of Hands and Teeth, I really like The Girl with All the Gifts. However, if you want the one that legitimately kept me up at night, freaked me the heck out, then you want The Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. It's legitimately freaking terrifying. I absolutely loved it. If you were really into Andrew Clement's books, specifically Frindle and The School Story, me too, that's literally part of how I ended up becoming an author, was being way too into those books. I think that you should read Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. It's technically YA, but it just it covers the right themes, it covers the right kind of plot, you'll have a good time. And finally, if you were really into the Artemis Fowl books, I don't make the rules. You have to go read The Cruel Prince now by Holly Black. That's how that works. You could also read the series that technically came before it. I don't know if people know this. There is a trilogy that predates The Cruel Prince, takes place in the same world, and for that you want to start with Tithe. I do have more of these. There'll probably be part 2. Let me know what series you want me to cover. Happy reading.